The million dollar question: how do entrepreneurs transition from self-employed to owning a business that turns a profit? My name is Chris Waters, and this podcast has the million dollar answer. Welcome to CEO Secrets. Well, Chastin, welcome to CEO Secrets. On this podcast, I want to just kind of dig into the secrets to what you've done to grow your YouTube following.
Okay.
So when I looked at your very first video, which got 200,000, was that your first one where you talked about you know how much money you made in your first year?
No. My first video was from a very, very long time ago, and it was shortly after I had became licensed and was trying to work in this career. And I was in my car one day and I was extremely frustrated because I just felt like nothing was happening and things just weren't the way that people were saying that they were going to be. And so I literally just got really angry and hopped in my car and just hopped on the highway. And I was like, let me start recording a video, just ranting. So my first video was called how much money real estate agents make. And it was literally about this money thing is not what y'all think it is. It's totally different. There's so many things to pay for and nobody's, talking about this stuff. Everybody's just talking about the commission on the house, but nobody told me about all the money I would have to pay out to even get licensed and get things going and the marketing materials. And then in addition to the commission, nobody ever told me about fees that brokerages will charge on top of commissions. And so I was just frustrated. And so that was my first video. And it actually still did pretty well on YouTube. I mean, I think that one even is over 100,000 views on that. But that was where the journey kind of started for me.
So you're angry and frustrated at the business because your expectations aren't being met financially, and you make this video. And I'm looking through your video and it doesn't look like you hired a professional videographer. It's there's not tons of video editing throughout the video. But the title is really good, and the you have the little still image before you press play on the video. I thought that was really good. Is there anything else that you feel what are the, I don't know, did the title you put on there, is that what you started with, or did you change it? How does that clickbait piece of the equation play into all this?
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not a professional YouTuber, and I don't feel like I've ever been a professional YouTuber, especially when I recorded and released that video. And so there wasn't a bunch of training. I didn't really know about the whole SEO thing or the thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. Now I have enhanced things as I've learned a little bit. And as I've read things and I've tried out all that kind of stuff. But I think truly what it came down to was just the authenticity of what I was saying in the video, and oftentimes, even today when I do these rant videos that I just open up the camera, turn on the record button and just go for it and upload it without doing anything, without editing it. They all do extremely well. They all do really well. So, there's some of that stuff that you can do to try to help you out or get you noticed. But at the end of the day, what I've come to find out is YouTube does their little tests behind the scenes. So YouTube kind of gives everybody a fair shot. It's just a lot of people, they don't know this, but let's just say I release a video today. YouTube may promote that video, let's say in a week from now. They may just show it to a bunch of people and see if people are going to do anything with it, see if they're going to watch it, see if they're going to keep watching it. And if they do that, then YouTube will push it up the ranks and promote it to more and more people. And so it really comes down to the content that you're putting out there. And if people are truly engaged in it, or if they think that it's trash, you truly don't need a fancy thumbnail You don't need to do clickbait. And as a matter of fact, like if people found out that I did clickbait, like I mean, I've tried it before and they've said some really mean things. And, you know, but then I've also had people tell me, like, Chastin, you don't have to do this. Like, you don't have to lure us in by using, you know, these kind of photos or these kind of titles because your stuff is actually good. So I don't know. I don't really rely on that stuff too much. I like to just keep it authentic and let that grow the following.
How often are you uploading a video to YouTube?
Right now, between 1 and 2 times a week. So lately, I've been doing more like day in the life videos. So just kind of behind the scenes of things that I'm doing. And I will do one of those a week. And I'll also do, you know, kind of one of my educational videos 1 time a week.
What have you learned about social media in terms of its ability to generate buyer and seller prospects for your business?
Yeah, it's been really great. I've been able to close a good amount of deals from my YouTube channel. But the common thing that I see with people, for one, if you see my channel, I mean, most of my content is geared towards agents, you know, and I got so much crap about that. You know, why are you doing content for other agents? And like, why are you helping other agents? Like nobody could wrap their head around it. What I will say, it has been tremendous and it has been excellent for referrals. I'm telling you, I probably get between 2 to 3 referrals, good quality referrals a month, just from other agents across the country, seeing me as the only Dallas real estate agent because I've put myself out there, you know, and I tell people where I am. So there's that aspect of it. Then on the other side, there is the client who sees how I work, you know, especially in these day in the life videos, and they see me as a person. So therefore, they reach out to me wanting to work with me. This is aside from any type of like lead generation strategies or, you know, me trying to run any funnels for leads on any of these networks. I'm literally just showing me working in my business. I'm showing that I'm knowledgeable, that I've been doing this for a while. I'm showing that I have a team. I'm showing me touring. And that's the kind of stuff that's getting me clients versus trying to, you know, do a lot of the funnels and everything that people are teaching and just trying to get money from, you know? So I'm seriously thinking that here in the near future, because the public is smart and everybody's attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, and it's going to get saturated with all the videos on how to buy a house and how to get a mortgage and this and that, how to mow your lawn. You know, people are going to really want to see more so of the reality of things, seeing how you work, seeing what you do, seeing if you're knowledgeable by what you're talking about versus just the same scripted thing that all the other real estate agents are talking about in their videos.
What does your team look like? You started off as a full-time agent in 2014?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what's your business look like now, and like how big's your team and all that kind of stuff?
Sure. There is 9 sales agents on my team, and we have about 4 or 5 staff. And so I just recently brought on a director of sales to kind of take charge of the sales agents and run with that. I'm leading more of a CEO model. So I'm building the team, you know, training it, providing all of the resources. I kind of took myself out of production to make this investment. But I've been able to, you know, refer out all my deals to my team members, except ones that are just close friends and family and stuff like that. But we're out here. I started the team about a year ago, just hit a year in May after I switched brokerages. So I started the team about a year ago, and it's definitely grown, and it's been a lot of growing pains, but a lot of figuring things out. But we're in a good place right now. We did just in the last 12 months. We did 53 deals, and so we're on pace to hopefully hit 100 this year because I'm not trying to let anything stop us. No external circumstances stopping us. So, you know, but it's moving. We just moved into a new office because we needed more space, and so definitely growing.
It's awesome, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
And I have a group in Austin.
Okay.
Are you familiar with our brokerage and the podcast and all that stuff?
I am not. No.
It's okay. You want to? That's all right.
Apologize.
I need to learn from you on how to do a better job. I think you're really onto something. Like I have spent, I don't know, $5 to $6 million on lead generation over the last 10 years, and just producing videos on social media with the expectation of it to go viral is damn near impossible. Like you can do it with paid ads, but like creating predictability with organic content is very difficult. And I think one of the challenges is, when you do marketing or content creation specific to a geographic territory, like you have a very micro audience that cares about it. And so you're going to get crushed when YouTube like shares your video with the world. You know what I mean? Like very few people are going to be interested in real estate in Dallas, Texas, because such a tiny microscopic percentage of people, like speaking from a macro level, live in Dallas, when you think about all of the people plugging into YouTube every day. And so the predictability of buyer and seller lead generation is very difficult. Like when you think about how to do it and generate lots and lots of business out of it. But on the referral side, that's a very interesting point about how it can help you generate referrals. Do you feel like it's like as I look through your YouTube channel, you had a video a year ago that got 262,000 views, and then 2 years ago, a video that got 98,000 views, and then on average, your videos are getting somewhere between like 1,000 and 10,000, consistently. Do you feel like you're still trying to figure out like what that secret recipe is to make a video get hundreds of thousands of hits consistently?
Nope, I'm not.
Or do you not even care?
Nope, because it's not about that view number for me. It's not about the subscriber number for me. I know what the power of this is when it was 10,000 subscribers, when it was 20,000 subscribers, 5,500 subscribers. I know what happens at all of those, and there's basically no difference. I didn't start getting an insane amount of referrals once it hit 20,000 views. Like I mean, everything's been very consistent, and I have been very consistent with my message and the content that I've been putting out there. I'm not chasing YouTube stardom. That's not my goal with this. But I'm at a point now, even though it didn't start here, I'm at a point now where I feel like it is an obligation of mine to help other agents, to put this content out there, because I know that the agents are needing it. They're looking to me for advice and resources and to point them in different directions. I've gotten so many DMs and emails, and even like people coming up to me in random cities just telling me how I've helped them along their journey somehow, So for me now, it's not about trying to speak to the millions of people. It's about trying to speak to that one or that two that either sends me a referral or it helps them out. Like I can't get obsessed with the view number because that would literally drive me crazy.
Mm-hmm. And you have a coaching business called
Power Unit Coaching.
Yeah. How is that going? How many people are you working with across the country?
Yeah, sure. Going well. We are at 97 people right now.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So yeah, it's really good. People are definitely finding a lot of value in it, and I'm doing probably on average 2 or 3 new people a week. So it's going in a great direction.
And you released a book titled "The Real Before the Estate: What I Wish I Knew Before I Started Real Estate."
Yep. That's mine. A book that specific book was another way to, just share my journey and to just put some stuff out there. And funny thing is, that's actually my second book. I released my first book And it was one of those books that, you know, I was encouraged to write by somebody. They were like, oh yeah, this is the next lead generation strategy. And so I wrote this book, and it was to help buyers and sellers. It was the goal of it was to get leads, you know, to get business and everything. Nobody freaking bought that book. Nobody bought the book. I spent so much time on it and energy, money, resources, and nobody bought it. Like, I would bring it to my appointments and they're like, oh, okay. You know, it just wasn't a big deal. Now this one, The Real Before the Estate, I mean, it's like some of the checks that I get from Amazon for it, I'm like, dang, how many did I sell last month? You know, because it's been really good. And again, this book is truly me. It's me talking about my journey. It's talking about that stuff that I truly wish I knew. And then it's giving practical advice to where if someone is an agent, an aspiring agent, or even a client were to read that, they would know that, hey, this guy is the real deal. And like I even say in my videos, I'm not going to talk about anything or write anything that I haven't done before, that I haven't experienced. I'm not going to sit there and tell you how to sell $1 billion in real estate if I haven't sold $1 billion in real estate, you know? And so I just keep things true to myself. And I feel like that's what gets me further than, you know, trying to do what I think is going to work or make me go viral or get me the most leads. It's always been wrong for me.
What's your, I didn't ask any of this. I kind of jumped right into it regarding the YouTube channel, which I'm sure a lot of people ask you about. What's your background? What were you doing prior to getting into real estate?
Just random stuff. Now, I was kind of shortly after college, which I didn't finish college, but I stopped going to school, and then I decided to go after my real estate license and kind of ran out of money for that. So I couldn't even continue the courses, even after. And the way that I ran out of money was because I talked the school that I was going to into putting me on a payment plan. And then I ran out of money and I couldn't even continue with the course. So after that happened, I was just working odd jobs. I mean, I worked at a gym where I was selling gym memberships. Then I worked at a cell phone store where I was selling cell phones and cell phone plans. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese's. I was just doing random things. But I've always, you know, had that kind of entrepreneur, hustler mentality. So I was always doing something on the side to where I was trying to bring in money, whether it was selling graphics or freaking selling clothes, whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nothing impressive. I didn't come from a big corporate background or any other businesses or anything like that.
Are you from Dallas? Is that where
I'm
you're
not.
originally from? No? Okay.
No, I was born down in Houston, and in middle school I moved over to Alpharetta, Georgia, which is a town a little north of Atlanta.
Yep.
And lived there, went to high school out there, went to college out there. And then once I dropped out of real estate school and just worked around, then I decided to move to Dallas. So literally moved to Dallas with, I didn't know a street, a person, anything about Dallas. And I said, this is where I'm going to do real estate. I was so naive to real estate. I didn't know about like markets. I didn't know that it was mostly relationship based and all that kind of stuff. I just knew in my head I wanted to do real estate. And so I got here and got in real estate school for the second time, online this time, finished my courses, took the tests, and yeah, just became a realtor and was kind of like, now what? But yeah, that's my journey.
That's awesome. Did you hire a ghostwriter to write your books, or did you do it all on your own? And how did you publish? How did all that come about?
Yeah, so no, didn't hire a ghostwriter. One thing about me is I don't like to spend money on a lot of things if I feel like I can do them myself and I have a good amount of time. But I didn't hire a ghostwriter. I did hire 3 editors. So like I had 3 people actually edit the book after I had written it, and I'm so glad I did that. So I did hire a couple of editors, and they all gave me great feedback and different feedback. So once I had my final version, I used Amazon Publishing to actually get it published and everything. I did hire a artist to do the cover art and all of that good stuff. And yeah, sent it to production.
How long did it take you to write the book?
I would say all in all, it probably took like a whole year, because I wasn't I wasn't like sitting down on a schedule every night, like writing and everything. Like I would write a chapter or two, a few things like this month, and then not anything for the next 2 months. And then I would take some of my blog posts. I was like, oh, that was actually a really good blog post. Let me write about that and do it more. And then I did the same thing for like videos. I would transcribe a couple of my videos, and I was like, okay, I recorded that like 4 years ago. It's kind of different now. Like, let me type out an updated version. So I just, brought it all together, but it took about a year to get it done.
That's cool. What is like your big hairy, audacious goal, if you will, with like where you want your business to go and like everything you're working on?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to, or we're going to do this. I want an office in every single state. Like literally, I want a branch of my team in every single state. I'm gonna start it by regions, and I definitely can see it happening. So that's the big huge goal, and yeah, that's where we're working on. We're just trying to master Texas. The next move, and this isn't most likely going to happen this year. I'm just in and out with my lawyers and everything. We're gonna open up a space down in Houston, and then one of either Austin or San Antonio, but gonna figure that out. And then yeah, go bring it on out.
Who do you look up to, and like who are your mentors? Who are you coaching with? Who are you paying to learn from? What does that look like in your universe?
I will say I've been blessed to have some great connections. I mean, amazing connections from CEOs of big billion-dollar Fortune 500 companies, in sports and entertainment, and just here in Dallas. I'm not a big guy that runs after like the real estate coaches, because I'm always interested in outside perspectives and how other industries and companies are doing things. And that's where I tend to get a lot of my ideas and just strategies and stuff, like even marketing wise, from other companies out there. And I like to bring them into the real estate realm. But yeah, I have a good handful of people here in my Rolodex that have been tremendous in offering me advice and support when I need it. I do love it. If I was to just put a pin on like a specific real estate coach or process or things like that, I do like this guy. His name is Rick Ruby. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's with Decor Training, and he's just a big non-BS kind of guy, and just tells it like it is. And I appreciate the model for the business that he set, because it is just more relationship based and carrying those relationships. And I've been really, really, truly blessed to have some awesome relationships with not only people here in Dallas, but nationwide. Well, international nowadays.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's really, it's pretty awesome what you've been able to do from a content generation perspective. I mean, you've done all this on your own, and no ghostwriters, don't have a background in journalism. It's just, man, it's amazing, like the power of grit and hustle, right?
Yeah.
Anything's possible with some grit and hustle.
Yeah, I'll say I am just now, probably like end of 2019 and here in 2020, like I am just now at that point where I'm starting to leverage the experts more, and hire people for specific things, because I was always that do-it-yourself person. Like I was the do-it-yourself accountant. I was the do-it-yourself, like I'll figure it out on LegalZoom. I was, I was just everything, just myself. And then as things started growing and, just taking my business to different places, not only the real estate business, but the coaching business and other partnerships that I have out there, like I felt like I finally got to a point where I was like, all right, like this is getting a lot bigger, and it's probably a lot safer if I start bringing in experts for things. But up until then, like even with the book, I didn't have just this big grandiose plan of like, oh, I want to be in Barnes and Noble and I want to go on this huge book tour and just do all of this. Like I want to be New York Times bestseller. It wasn't that. It was like, man, I just really got to like get this out. And I realized that not everybody watches videos. So I'm going to put a lot of this stuff in book form and get those people, because people need to hear this, and it was people reaching out to me too. Like, hey, do you have a book? And then like just recently people like podcasts have exploded. So people are reaching out to me like, do you have a podcast? I just started a podcast like a month ago. Like I just did it, and I'm not a professional or expert or anything, but I just started a podcast because people reached out to me thinking that I should do it. But again, I'm not a professional, social media content creation person. I'm just documenting, and I'm just sharing. And that's how
Gary Vee. That's what Gary Vee says, right?
Yeah, like literally, because it's so true. Like I don't know. I don't have the plan, and I can hire an expert for this. Like I didn't think when I made my first video, I wasn't doing it to become a content creator or anything like that. I didn't even think anybody was gonna watch it. And I uploaded a video or two and left my channel for like months. Then I came back and there was comments and views, and I was like, wait, who are these people? Like looking through it to like see if I actually knew them. Like, are these my friends? And I realized like I didn't know these people, and they were asking questions. And so I was like, okay, well, let me record a video answering that question. And then it started happening more and more. And then here we go, a year down the line, YouTube is writing to me, hey, we can pay you money for this. And so show me how to turn on the monetization. And then the check started coming in, and I was like, all right, like, I guess I can, but even today, like I use a free program to edit my movies. I don't even have a big, I'm not using Final Cut Pro or any of those things out there. I'm still doing a lot just on my phone, literally filming, because this is a freaking $1,200 phone. I mean, it's a great camera,
Yeah.
So it doesn't take all of that. It just takes the right content.
Yeah, man. It's I think it's so easy to like overcomplicate everything, right? It's like it's easy. It's so easy to overcomplicate. It's interesting, like you didn't really have like an end goal, like, which I find kind of surprising, because you're a very results oriented type of person. Like, and you're, and you've told me your trajectory of like, from hustling, selling t-shirts to, I worked at a cell phone store too, by the way, selling cell phones when I was younger. But like, it's kind of interesting, like you didn't have like an end goal. Like it wasn't your goal to be like a YouTube star. Like the book, it wasn't to like go on tour and sell books all over the country. I mean, there has to be something. Like what?
No, I mean,
gotta be some internal desire.
No, my desire is at the end of the day being able to say that I did it. It's like the goal of hiking up a mountain. Okay, you can go and hike up that tall mountain. What's gonna happen after? Nothing. Like, you're gonna feel good about yourself knowing that you did it and you accomplished this goal. And that's what it's been for me. Like that's what it was for the book. I'm gonna do a book, and let me finish this book, and now I have a book. That was the goal right there. I mean, I can make it to be, X, Y, and Z, and I'd probably have to like hire a PR company and a marketing company to like market the book and, hire somebody to put up a book tour and all this kind of stuff. Like I could do all of that if that's what the plan was. But the plan for me was accomplishing this task of writing the book and getting it published. And once I did it, it was like, I did it. Okay, on to the next one, or on to the next thing. So again, it wasn't all of that. Now with my real estate team, I do have goals for that. I have production goals. I have income goals. I have expansion goals. Yeah, that's a full-on business. But like some of these other things, as far as the content goes, as far as the books go, like it's feeding my personal desires to want to have a book or want to have a YouTube channel, or, like I even did like a little t-shirt line that some people bought the actual shirts, and, I have a bunch of them because I literally wanted to have a t-shirt line, I mean, it wasn't to even make that like a big business. I just wanted to have a shirt that I could say, oh yeah, it's my line, like that was the goal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it, man. Huh. It reminds me of like when you go through sales training, they teach you to just focus on like the activities, like the leading activities that drive results, and like the actual closing or commission check is a lagging indicator. And you have to like disconnect from that and just focus on like the thing right in front of you. And so it's kind of like you indirectly set yourself up for success by disconnecting from the outcome and just focusing on the activities of like pushing out content and just like trying to provide something that would help others.
Yeah. And it's important to know that in my mind and with everything that I do, I'm not gonna like halfway do it. If I'm gonna do a book, I'm gonna release a book, and I'm gonna do it from start to finish. It's gonna be good. If I'm gonna do a series on YouTube, or if I'm gonna do a podcast, I'm going to do it, and I'm gonna do it right. But for instance, if my goal with my YouTube channel was to generate X amount of leads, or to have a million subscribers, or to do this and that, I probably would have given up a long time ago. Just seeing how slow this stuff happens, and how you can't really even predict these results. And, there's no secret magic formula. I mean, yeah, there are strategies, but, these are search engines that we're working with. I probably would have given up a long time ago. I probably would have said, okay, it's not happening. I've been at this for 4 years. I've been doing this and I haven't hit 1 million subscribers yet. So like, why not? Why am I even doing it? But that wasn't it for me. Like, I guess I kind of found a different goal in doing this, where now the goal is to help my peers and communities, but I can't attach that to, a subscriber or a view number or anything like that, even a lead,
Have you tried doing paid ads to grow your audience, if you will?
Mm-mm.
I interviewed Colton Lindsay, and I know you were on his podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that the only way to really grow a big audience these days is through paid ads, like Tai Lopez style. Because like if you didn't start on the, I want to ask you this. So Colton made this. He said last week on the podcast, he said that if you weren't generating content like 5, 6, 7 years ago, it's highly unlikely you're going to ever build up a really big following in any relatively, I don't want to say short amount of time, but like, in like 12, 24, 36 month timeline, like, the only way you're going to build up a big audience in that timeline is through paid ads. Cause like, if you weren't doing it 7+ years ago, like just not going to happen for you now. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to disagree with Colton on that, because I've seen it happen in front of my eyes. YouTubers come out and just kind of put out content, and of course paid ads can give you that boost and everything, but I do still think you can organically grow a following.
Are you running paid ads to generate buyers and sellers on YouTube?
Mm-mm. No.
And I heard you use the word funnel earlier. Are you a ClickFunnels member?
No, I'm not ClickFunnels. I could never get with ClickFunnels, but I've used similar softwares out there. Right now, I'm using Kajabi, but I've used like Infusionsoft and a few other Active Campaign and things like that. But I don't know, like ClickFunnels just didn't mesh with me for some reason. Just that particular software. I mean, I fully understand the whole funnel thing, and yeah, they have it figured out and everything. But just me personally, I don't know. Maybe it was just too easy to use, and I need like mental stimulation, and you know.
What are you using in terms of like lead generation systems in your real estate business?
We do a lot of just like personal interaction leads, I guess you could say, like just with our sphere. So we are big on collecting referrals. And so here locally, well, I'll just start like here in the office. Every single day, we have something called Power Hour, where it's 2 hours. The whole office, we're just calling. The listing agents are calling for sell by owners and expireds, and buyers agents are calling like open house leads, any leads that have come in through our website or realtor.com or any of those other sources, and then our personal networks. Something we do as a team, we do a lot of events. So we do first time home buyer seminars, which we actually have one tomorrow night virtually. But we normally have those in person. We do first time home buyer seminars. We do education classes. So these are mostly for our past clients, where we invite them to our education classes. We do homeowner orientation. So every quarter, all of our buyers who have purchased in the last quarter, we invite them to homeowner orientation, where we have different like vendors come in, lawn care companies, roofers, stuff like that, and just kind of tell like how to take care of certain things. But so we do that orientation for our buyers. And then we have client appreciation events every quarter. And then we have a big event at the end of the year. Every other month we do a mail out to all of our past clients. So we mail out gifts. We have our newsletter that goes out through email. I email like a letter of the heart, which is kind of like a just big CEO letter, just telling about the team and offering just inspiration. But our biggest thing, like I don't even really count internet leads on my team, and I don't even preach this in my coaching, because ours is, I mean, pretty much 95% of our business comes in just from relationships, from referrals, from our events and everything like that.
You know, what I have found is that's a really great strategy to get like higher price point type clients through relationships versus spending money on Google and Facebook and generating leads through third-party portals. You have some, you can have some control over the price points when you run pay-per-click campaigns and things like that. But converting higher end clientele, like via internet lead generation, for example, is more difficult because typically they want to work with like a trusted referral, right? So
yeah.
Do you find that you guys are at a higher average sales price, your clientele?
Not well. Some of us are, but some of us aren't. Like I get in more higher price referrals and everything. The biggest thing that I think that it's done is it's provided a very consistent flow of business. So we're not just kind of sitting around for, I don't know, somebody to get on Google or a website and hoping that they pick up the phone. The quality of our business tends to be a lot better. But we work with all price points. There's agents on the team though that do, they may do like mid, like $500,000 will probably be their like highest price point. And then there's some agents on the team that are below 100,000, as far as price point. But so it's a good mix. But this is a long play, and so I often encourage any new agents who are here starting on the team, or we put them through a full on like 4-week kind of apprenticeship / training, because a lot of what we do is based on like that relationship. We teach them how to become like professional networkers, how to organically bring this stuff up in conversations, and you know, we set the expectation that, hey, it takes a while to build a relationship, but you know, this is gonna be a long play, so just be prepared for it. But they're able to see, like, when it starts going, it really goes, and there's a consistent flow. But it really comes down to that power hour every day.
This has been a really insightful episode. Thank you for coming on, CEO Secrets. You've shared some amazing nuggets with us on the power of growing a business through relationships, events, and interacting with people, you know, face to face versus you know, some of the other methods like paying for leads, you know. And you know, it's great to hear from somebody that's got 250 plus thousand views on one video that's in the real estate industry, say that it's not too late to start growing a following on YouTube. So yeah, this has been really great. If you're ever in Austin, Texas, be sure to hit me up, and I'll have to send you a copy of my book as well.
For sure. I love that. Yeah. I've never been to Austin, so I got to make my way there.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'll show you around if you come down here.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks again for being on CEO Secrets.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.